Welcome to the Austin Method, where we help you develop the skills of square dancing. This segment is called Behind the Scenes. This is where we share things with you other than the skills we're already sharing in the Austin Method. So here's the deal. Square dancing is organized around clubs. Clubs in the strictest sense of the word. Clubs as in high school AV clubs. Clubs as in the chess club. Clubs as in social gatherings. Clubs as in Kiwanis and Lions and Elks Lodge. That's the way square dancing has been organized for years. In the 70s and 80s, we had lots of clubs. It was crazy. We had singles clubs, we had adult clubs, we had family clubs, we had teen clubs, we had LGBTQ clubs. Probably some clubs I don't even know about. Who knows? But not so many anymore. So square dancing has been much like the Kiwanis and Lions and Elks and many forms of clubs, bowling. Square dancing has been not entirely successful. So clubs are legal organizations generally with charters and boards and elections for officers, that kind of thing. That's one type of club. We also have caller-run clubs and couple-run clubs. Now those are a little bit different, and I'm going to get into it in a second here. But clubs have different flavors, and they have different flavors because over the years they have developed differently. They've been led by different people. They have different charters, and as such, there's still a variety of clubs. Not as many as there were, but you still have to decide what club you're going to join. If you're going to join a club, and that's not a foregone conclusion, as I'll talk about in a second, but you need to have a little more information before you make those decisions. So clubs, as I mentioned, clubs have different focuses. Some are very, very much focused on the social aspect. They break almost as much as they dance. They have other activities besides square dancing. They'll break it up with line dancing, round dancing. They'll have club announcements and sometimes even skits or jokes during the club announcements. They'll have a lot of food. So if you're interested in food, a lot of potlucks and ice cream socials and that kind of thing. Social club might be for you. Depends on what you're looking for. There are clubs that are dance focused. You go to the club, there's typically not food, there's no food committee. Every now and then somebody will open a stale box of crackers out of their pantry and bring it in. But their focus is on the dancing. They want to dance from the moment they get there to the moment they leave. They don't want to break it up with club announcements. They don't want to break it up with round dancing or line dancing or contra dancing. They just want to square dance from A to B. If that's what you want to do, that's the club you need to look for. Some clubs are workshop focused. They want to learn. Their members want to learn. They want to keep advancing. They want to learn new things. They want to become better dancers. There's some blending of a dance-focused club and a workshop-focused club. You can go too far one way or too far the other way. But there are clubs that explicitly say we are a workshopping club. If we need to, we'll stop and workshop on something. these are the kind of clubs that are very good for your progression if you're thinking of going up through the progressions. We haven't talked about that yet, but we will. If you're really liking the learning process, these are the clubs for you. If you don't want your skills to get stale, if you want to be able to dance anywhere at any time with anybody, if you want to be the strong dancers in the square no matter where you go, you might want to look for a workshopping club. There are other opportunities to workshop and to keep your skills fresh. So don't discount a club that doesn't workshop on that basis only. So one thing you need to know about clubs, especially the older clubs, especially the ones that are run by officers as a group, is they expect loyalty. So just like the Kiwanis and the Lions and the Elks and all these other clubs, they expect a certain amount of loyalty. And for a long time, the way square dancing was done was you came to a club, you took 30 weeks of lessons. Yeah, lessons used to be 30 weeks, the whole school year. You'd come in, they would teach you square dancing, and the expectation was that you would be indoctrinated to that club, that that's where your friends would be, and that you owed the club something for teaching you that skill, for providing lessons for you. And therefore, there was this reciprocity expected. In fact, in the 70s, when my parents weren't quite happy with the club that they were in, they had to secretly go visit other clubs, because if they got caught visiting other clubs, when they came back to their club, they would get the cold shoulder. They would be treated as traitors. It's not that bad today, but there is still some expectation. Sometimes you'll hear the phrase, dance with the one who brung you, which is, we expect you to be loyal. If you're in a club, you're going to have responsibilities. A group organized club, they're going to expect you to be on the cleanup committee. They're going to expect you to run for club officer once you've been there for a while. They're going to expect you to help out with whatever. They're going to expect you to participate in the potlucks. If that's something you enjoy, do it. Go for it. But remember, if you're in that kind of club and you even talk about having gone to another club, they start getting suspicious of, well, are you really loyal? And what are you thinking? And where are you going? And why are you going over there? Now, in the olden days, meaning the 70s and 80s, we would do caravans and clubs would visit other clubs. And that's how we got around, and that's how we mixed up. And that's when it was authorized to go to another club and see other callers and dance with other dancers. But if you went as an individual, it wasn't so cool. If you're in a club, you're going to have, typically, not always, but you're going to typically have monthly or quarterly dues. And one of the advantages is you will get a badge with the club's name and your name on it that identifies you as being a member of that club. Sometimes that's actually prestigious because some clubs have better reputations than others. So like I said, it's kind of like looking for a new church. You don't want to advertise that you're looking for a new church. You just want to go out and do it quietly. Trying to make sure that you don't burn any bridges here. There is, of course, always the no club option, which is you don't join the club, you don't pay the dues, you don't make commitments, you just go and visit as a guest every week. You become a de facto member of the club and you know everybody and you have friends, but in some clubs you will still be treated as something of an outsider. So keep that in mind. Make sure to like and comment before you go. This is the way YouTube tells other people that you found this material engaging one way or the other. Comments are always appreciated. Likes and shares, of course, are much appreciated. And remember, however well-informed and carefully considered they may be, the opinions expressed here are solely my opinions and don't necessarily reflect the opinions of others involved in this production. Thank you for visiting the Austin Method. We hope to see you on the dance floor soon.